What up, y'all? This is ZTY Toon, and this is Palm Care.
Toon. ZTY, you already know. YBN. TNBF, Zoo Crew, gang. 2 Cubans on my fucking neck, but I need some more. Drop top, fucking with no thoughts. Y'all can keep that hoe. Boss shit, I know bitch. Blow it by the oath. Lame bitch with the vibes, kick them out the door. 2 Cubans round my fucking neck, but I need some more. Drop top, fucking with no thoughts. Y'all can keep that hoe. Boss shit, not no bitch shit. Blow it by the oath. Lame bitches fucking with the vibes, kick them out the door. No, I keep that youngin' around me, cause he keep that.
Hey guys, what's up? It's your boy ZTY Toon, back with another plant video. Season 2, Episode 1. We're back for another season. It's been a minute. It's been 5 months since I dropped my last video. And, I just wanted some time to go through. It was winter. The plants weren't really growing that fast. And I had some issues with one of my palms too. I wanted to give a full spectrum detail of 5 months later, basically, So I want to take a little break, let the plants grow, do their thing, and hit y'all with another video. And also, as y'all can tell probably from behind me, we have a new palm as well. Let's go ahead and get to it real quick. Majestic Palm. She's looking good. We had some issues. I can't even cap. As you can see, these little fronds right here got burnt on the edges, and some of these fronds got burnt on the tips. What happened was I had this little scent thing, little air freshener thing right here. Ow, shoot. That hurt. Y'all got to see that live. Anyways, it was hanging right there, and what happened was, even though I have this vent closed, because I had this vent open like a little bit, and the hot air, cold air, whatever's coming out of it was hitting the plant constantly when it was right here, and I didn't want it to really. Well, I noticed the tip started turning really quickly and all this other stuff, and then it really started getting bad when that was up there. When I hung that up there, I noticed like the fronds that were hanging closer to that started doing this, started browning and stuff. And then I went and felt the top. For some reason, I was like just feeling the tops of my like fronds one day, and they were sticky. And I'm like, why are they sticky? That's so weird. And that's why they were dying. It's because that plus my kitchen being right there, me cooking grease. Like, I don't cook with grease, I cook with olive oil, but still the oils and stuff being in the air. Since these plants, they cleanse the airs, they're filters, they're natural air filters. They were breathing in all the oils and everything, sucking it all in. The oils that from the air spray or from the scent spray, they were sucking that in and clogging the pores on the plants and killing the fronds. So I had to move that over there. I have to, when I cook now, I make sure to open both my balcony windows, and then I also turn on the fan above the stove. So to try to filter out some of that grease getting in the air. I have noticed that it is making a bit of a difference. My cabinets aren't sweating. My cabinets used to sweat on the top from grease, like just being in the air and building up and then dripping down. I noticed after I started using the air vent, opening the doors more air comes through, so the oils don't sit in your house. So if you do cook in your house, and like your house is like mine, kind of like, kitchen right here, kind of by your living room-ish a little bit, and all the, like, there's no breathing that way, all your breathing is this way, it's going to affect your plants at some point. So you might want to watch that. But she was having issues. We got her fixed. Also, another thing, I was using the wrong kind of fertilizer. I don't know if you guys remember, I was using the Osmoch, because that's what I was recommended to use, was the Osmoch. I found out the Osmoch is not good for your palms. So what I did is I just did some really good research on like palm fertilizers, and found this through Miracle Grow. It's Shake and Feed Palm Plant Food. It's specifically for palms. It has magnesium, iron, and nitrogen to keep the dark green colors. So this, like I said, it was having problems. As you can see, some of the younger ones, or the older ones, are kind of light, but the newer ones are darker, and they're holding their color, and they're actually getting darker. So this plant food, I recommend this plant food. This plant loves this plant food. And as you can see, this one has some brown tips as well too. This one has been having brown tips a little bit as well. Let me go ahead and just turn the camera like this. This one's been having a little brown tips, but this is the bottom. These are the old fronds. So these are the fronds when I first got the plant. And I noticed they had some sticky on them too, a little bit. Less than this one did, because this one's more higher in the air. These ones had a little less, but they were still building up. This one had mites too for a little bit. I went ahead and got that all cleared up. Now she is mite free, and she's doing great. Like she has these two coming up already right here. She just sprouted, which one? This one. She just sprouted this one out not too long ago. So she's doing good. This one's doing really good. This one's still a baby too. Like, look at all these babies. Is that the baby? I think this is the baby. I can't tell. But see how they're coloring? We were starting to have some color issues because of that osmotch, but we're getting that fixed now. We're getting that taken care of, and her dark color is starting to come back, which I'm glad. Corn plant, she's doing great. Bob always does great. Bob is literally a champ. I don't really have to do much to this plant. It's the easiest plant I've ever owned. Literally, I forget to water this for like a whole month, and it does fine. The little one died. I'm gonna get rid of this little stock at some point. This little one died. It died one time, and then it brought these two back out, and then these two died. So I'm not even gonna try to keep this one going. I'm really just happy with the one, because it does just give the palm look. So I'm gonna get rid of this guy soon. But I love Bob, but this little guy just didn't want to survive. And then to the holy grail, our fishtail palm we just received. I just bought this fishtail palm yesterday. This thing is beautiful, huge, 14-foot tall fishtail palm. Mine is I found out there's different kinds of genes on these. So there's one that's called like the King Kong, or like the King or whatever, or the Giga. I think personally the King and the Giga might be the same thing. They might not be, but they're both giant fishtail palms, and they grow one stalk, and they're super tall. They get super freaking huge. Like one guy like measured, it was like from one end of one frond to the other end of one frond, he measured 54 feet, because one frond was like 20 something feet, the other one was 20 something feet, so he measured like 54 feet of stretch across, which is crazy. That is a huge plant. Mine is not that. Mine is the Midas. I got the Midas. So the Midas is when you see multiple. So kind of like how bamboo has multiple stalks, this one has multiple stalks. So there's a couple genes that have just a single stalk, and then they go up, and this one has the multiple stalks. The single stalk, what the problem with the single stalk is, I found out that these things flower. So these fishtail palms, they do flower, and they do produce a fruit. Once they do flower and produce a fruit, they die after they produce the fruit. Giga and the King Kong one, the big ones with the single stalks, those ones die, because what happens is it splits open the stalk where the berries come out, and killing the plant. It only takes around like 2 or 3 years for the plant to actually fully die, but the plant does end its life cycle after a certain time, that I learned. And I was like, that's not really something I would want. I don't want to have a plant that eventually I can cause it to go into flowering and fruiting, and it just dies a couple years after that. That's not something, I didn't want that. So with the Midas does fruit and it does flower, but what it would do is it'll grow its own stalk for the flower and the fruit. So it'd have brand new stalks not specifically for that, and then those stalks will die, leaving everything else alive, and then another stalk will grow doing the same thing years and years later. So these ones continue to go. So that's why I got the Midas over the Giga, because the Gigas are dope too, but they're just they're too big, and especially for a house, they grow super fast, so it wouldn't last that long. And like I said, they die. So I don't want a plant that has a near close life cycle. I'd rather have something I can stretch way down the line. Another cool thing about these fishtail palms too, so a lot of people think like they don't understand how it's a palm. So see how on the palm, I'm gonna go to this one because it's closer. See how it grows, stalk grows like this, and then it splits. So I can actually show you right here what it does. It grows and splits out like that to create the fronds, the individual. So this is one frond, this is one whole frond. This is what you call a frond. This whole thing is a frond. And these are individual, I don't know what you call the individual ones, but yeah, these are individuals. So these have the exact same thing going on, but instead of it being the one frond, like, let me see if I can just separate this a little bit. Instead of it being just a one frond, and then having like a whole bunch of things come off, it has these coming off instead of sharp little, I don't know what those are called still, but yeah, they have big leaves. These actually produce leaves. And the reason they call these fishtail palms, if you haven't realized that, is because the tips look like fishtails. They look like little fishtails, you know? And these are sharp serrated at the edge. I noticed that the other day, or yesterday when I brought it in, one of these like clipped my face, like just clipped my face, and I was like, ow. Like, I was actually like, what the hell is that? I was like, oh, it's a palm. Obviously you can tell the place that I got this from, they were using tap water to spray their plants with, which I went ahead and sprayed it down today, and I got a lot of the calcium buildup off the leaves. But yeah, that's when you see this white stuff on plants, that's because they're using tap water that's not distilled, and it still has chlorine and salts and all kinds of crap in it. You don't want that. You don't want that. This thing is huge though. This thing is beautiful. Right now I'm just letting it chill, but eventually I'll go ahead and trim some of these bottom ones off. I just don't want to shock it too much, you know. Just like I just told you, I just did this yesterday. I just got it yesterday, so it's in its new spot. I don't want to shock it too much. I want to let it chill, let it thrive. When I came out here this morning, I don't remember which one it was. I think it was this one because I have it tucked. Yeah, it's fine now. But I had this one. Oh yeah, and this one. These two things right here, these two babies were down here. And that's how I know. I was like, all right, I need to water this real quick, because they were like, I went to bed, like when I put this here last night, it was chill. And like, as I'm watching TV, like I just noticed like it eventually at some point in the night, it was like right here. And I was just like, damn, all right, I guess you're just stretching out. But then when I woke up this morning, it was like way over here, like those two. So I put them behind two of them real quick so they can stay structured up. And then I went ahead and watered it, because I was like, it needs to be watered, because when I brought it from the nursery, obviously they didn't water it because they didn't want water all in your car. So I was like, let me just go ahead and water it. And she stood right back up. Those two stood right back up. As you can see, they don't need to be supported no more. They are Gucci. So they just need a little bit of water. So that's probably cool on this one. It'll let you know when it needs water, when these things start to go. It'll let you know. But yeah, things are beautiful. Let me go up the stairs, and so you can see it from the upstairs. And here's an upstairs view of it. I forgot I also have this palm right here, sitting right behind Laura. So it looks like, you know, a tropical scene for Laura. Yeah, don't judge me. But yeah, she looks really good over there. She like actually, like when I first got the plant, when I first seen it in the warehouse, I'm like, yo, that thing's about to like take up some space in my crib. Like, but it really doesn't. Like I can look this way and not really see it. And like, even when you do see it, it's not like, I don't know, to me, it's not like, oh my God, that's so huge. Even though it's like, I think like 6 feet from the fan, which these are 20-foot ceilings. So that's up there. That is up there. But it fills in nicely, I like it. This is the watering setup I have for it. Somebody asked me about like, again, what do I use my water? So here's all my buckets. These are my drain buckets. This is my watering bucket. That's my watering bucket. So this has an air stone sitting in it with the air pump, air stone. And it's just sitting there constantly keeping it alive. Then also I have a backup bucket. So when this one empties, I can fill that in there. Because not only do my plants take the distilled water, but the waterfall takes distilled water too. So I have to make sure I keep up with the water for not only all the plants, but also my waterfall. But yeah, that's the fishtail palm for now. And then also, yes, I do have her in a watering system. I'm not gonna repot her right this moment. I'm gonna wait a little bit, probably gonna wait like 2 months to repot her, and I'm gonna throw her into this pot. That's why I bought this pot, so it could also fit in that pot, because this pot didn't fit in the bucket. This is like a 6-gallon wide pot. And that's only a 5-gallon bucket, so it didn't fit. So I had to put that inside of that, which is inside of this. Which, yes, at first it was going bleep, 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 but we got it good now. She's good to go now. She's happy. Like I said, she is tall. Like, I saw everything. She is tall. She is tall. But beautiful. All right, guys. Appreciate y'all rocking with me. It's been real. I'm going to go ahead and probably drop another video in 1 month. I'll give a 1 month update on her, so you guys know how she's doing in a month. Thank you for rocking with me. See you next time.
I pull up to the city lights.